we're going to go back in and listen carefully, because the detective is going now into the search histories of these defendants, this family, and you're not going to believe who they were Googling. They were actually Googling the Adelsons, the Adelson case. Let's go back in.
With Mark Speaks Exhibit 129. Does that recognize what that is?
Yes, these are the emails I found on Tracey's phone between herself and my tactical promos.
State would move to admit and publish.
Any objection?
No objection.
So ordered, thank you.
If I could just have you read the bottom of page 1, what Tracey wrote to my tactical promos.
This is dated April 10th, 2024 at 5:35 p.m. Tracey wrote, Pierre Beauregard has passed away on 12/26/2024, and we would like for you to stop sending the tactical box mystery gifts, as well as please stop the monthly membership that has to do with this person. Warmly, Tracey Grist.
And does Tracey, in this email somewhere, reference the address to where they're mailing the things?
I believe it was, yes, she did.
Okay, and were you able to confirm that Tracey was at this residence at this time?
Yes, so this was Pierre Beauregard and Amy McClellan's residence in Ramona, California. And I did find correspondence on Tracey's phone between herself and Amy that was suggesting that Amy was staying with them. I also did locate a selfie on Tracey's phone, and the metadata showed coordinates in Ramona, California.
Did you find any other evidence about my tactical box mystery gifts or anything like that?
Yes, I did search my tactical promos on Facebook, and I found a video of someone unboxing a mystery box gift from my tactical promos.
The state would move to admit and publish Exhibit 130. What? 128.
You said 128?
128.
No objection. Thank you. Committed without objection.
So, these mystery boxes, these normally cost $60. During the winter, people pay full price for them all day long, but it's summer, and they want to encourage Americans to connect with the outdoors, so they are going to be putting these on ultra clearance and give them away for free. All you have to pay for is shipping and handling on this. A chainsaw, that's cool. So here's one of these boxes. Here's what's been sent out. Last bit in here. So I got a chainsaw, I got some night vision binoculars, I got a water drinking straw, just a thrill of the unknown. Cool tactical flashlights, all stuff that I'm actually going to be using in my outdoor adventures. A little saw here. I mean, this is just packed full of stuff. Like I said, you can get this all for the cost of shipping, just sending it right to your home, but you got to act quick. They don't have an unlimited supply of these. When supplies run out, this deal is over. So go ahead, click the button, get one of these boxes for free. Get a couple of them for your friends and your family. But do it now, because you never know when you're going to need this stuff.
Were you ever able to get into Kevin's phone?
No, I was not.
Did you find other information and evidence in Tracey's phone?
Yes, there were several things identified as evidence in Tracey's phone, such as text messages, call logs, and internet search history.
Did you go through her internet history?
Yes, I did.
And when you did you extract her internet history at some point?
I didn't do any of the physical cell phone extractions. We brought those to the Utah County Sheriff's Office, as well as a gentleman in the Utah County Attorney Investigations Division who did the actual cell phone extractions. Yeah.
But have you seen a cell phone extraction of a web history before?
Yes, I have.
And what does it look like when you get that evidence?
So it's viewed in a program called Cellbrite. There's different areas that has populated in that program. One of them is web history, and so there's a bunch of. It's almost like an Excel spreadsheet with links, columns, and different identifiers on there.
Okay. Does it have a lot of entries or a lot of information to process?
Yes, it does.
And what I've handed you in States Exhibit 130, you recognize what that is?
Yes, this is internet search history from Tracey Grist's phone.
Is it just a partial piece of that?
Correct. This is a partial. It looks like there's 196 entries on this exhibit, and in Tracey's phone there was over 3,000.
So you would move to admit and publish States Exhibit 130?
Any objection? No objection. Thank you. So ordered.
And if we could start with page 12. I'd like to turn your
I'm
attention.
sorry to interrupt. With regard to 130, are we fairly referring to it as a Tracey call, or Tracey search summary? Summary, I think, is probably the correct term. Once you clarify that with the witness, so that he understands.
Is this a web history extraction?
This does show dates and what was searched on Tracey's phone.
Okay. But it's just a partial of that, correct?
Correct.
And so it's a summary kind of some of the things that you found interesting or considered to be evidence.
That is correct.
Any point of the witness? Yes.
Detective Nordine, did you create 130?
No, I did not create.
Were you part of creating 130? Exhibit 130.
No, I was not part of creating
Did you-
Exhibit 130.
Did you see it created?
I seen it after it was created, yes, sir.
When's the first time you saw it?
During trial prep, probably last week.
So, no further questions. No further order requested. Thank you, Your Honor.
If I could turn your attention to number 191, what date is that Tracey searched, and what did she search?
So that is February 15th, 2024. At 7:09 a.m., it is searched. When is Donna Adelson next hearing?
And do you know who Donna Adelson is?
Yes, I do now.
And will you tell the jury who she is?
So Donna Adelson was arrested for.
Objection, Foundation.
Yeah, let's get some background.
Okay. At the time that you saw this search, did you know who Donna Adelson was?
The first time I seen her name pop up in Tracey's history, no, I did not.
And when did you decide to figure out who she was?
So there's multiple searches in Tracey's internet history of the Adelson family.
Objection non-responsive. Question is, when did he do some looking into what that meant?
Yeah, let's be a little more precise here.
Okay. When did you first see the Donna Adelson search? If you remember roughly the month and the year.
It would have been in July of 2024 when I was digging through Tracey's phone download.
Okay, and what about those searches made you interested in who Donna Adelson was?
Just because of the frequency it was being searched, I was confused who that was, and so I just did a Google search on Donna Adelson to figure out who she was.
And did you do anything else to figure out who Donna Adelson was besides Google searching?
Yes, so, I discovered that through a Google search, I guess is what I was going to say.
Okay, but did you look at any other sources of information to figure out who Donna Adelson and her family was?
Yes, there's a Dateline
I'm going to
episode.
object to this line of questioning, and the results seem to be going straight into hearsay.
Looks like we're getting hearsay.
I'm giving a basis as to how we know who Donna Adelson is and why that's relevant to why there's these searches.
Why don't you lay some better foundation, see if it is hearsay or not?
We approach, Judge.
Yeah.
Okay, Donna Adelson prompts a sidebar. And that actually turned into a break. They're still on the break, but they should be coming back and reconvening momentarily. Let's bring in Joanne Yavis. She's in Oakland, criminal defense attorney. Donna Adelson, she's looking this up, and this is the mom who, according to the state, engineered this whole plot to kill her daughter's husband. It's very eerie. The similarities between what Donna was found guilty of in terms of killing Wendy, her daughter's husband. Dan Markell, your thoughts overall, and how do they get the importance? Because most, there'll be half the jury at least that doesn't know who Donna Adelson is. Who is this, a neighbor, a friend? How are they going to get over this sort of hump and make sure the jury gets the whole picture?
So first of all, I think that these internet searches always come back to haunt the people accused, right? And Donna Adelson is probably one of the worst role models that she could have picked to start researching, especially the way Donna Adelson's trials and all of those trials turned out. If you're looking to get away with masterminding a murder plot, searching for Donna Adelson and taking tips from there is probably not the best way. In terms of trying to get it in, the person on the stand, the detective, is only going to be able to speak about what he has personal knowledge on. So the prosecutor is going to need to lay a better foundation at this point about how he acquired the information without stepping into too much prejudicial information about what Donna Adelson was accused of and why she was convicted. That might taint the jury by bringing in irrelevant information about those crimes. But the fact that it was something that he investigated further and kind of led him down a path is going to be important information about his state of mind.
And worth it for the state, because if even one juror knows the Adelson case during deliberations, they can shed light to the others, even if they don't get a full picture. So all of the jurors during testimony, right? This is it's a gamble worth taking.
Yeah, absolutely. We never know exactly what's discussed in the jury room, and you want to say that they're going to stick to what's been presented at the trial and, of course, only consider the evidence. But once the name comes up, you can't unring the bell. So it's a conversation piece that's going to take place in the back.
I love it. Hope Donna's watching so she can get a kick out of this. It's, it just blows my mind. This mom here Tracey, she's probably a Court TV fan. I mean, if she's searching Donna Adelson and all that, and then to end up on Court TV, that's your worst nightmare. Let's get a break. When we come back, we will head back to Utah. We're anticipating that the little break will be over when we return, and we'll head back in for more testimony with the lead detective on the stand.
Did an affair with the family's au pair lead to double murder?
He was saying, I'm gonna kill her, I'm gonna kill her.
It's a case of sex, lies, and deadly deception.
The au pair affair murder trial continues Wednesday morning on Court TV.
Tonight on Closing Arguments, the latest in the biggest cases from across the country. We're live bringing you expert insight into all of today's new developments.
Closing Arguments with Vinny Politan, tonight at 8, 7 Central, only on Court TV.
We'll head back to court in just a minute in Utah, but first, here's a quick look at some of the other cases we are monitoring today on this Monday. In Virginia, court dark today and tomorrow in the au pair affair murder trial for defendant Brendan Banfield. He is expected to testify in his own defense. Will be back in Virginia on Wednesday. The Mansion murder trial. Also dark today up in New Jersey. Paul Canaro accused of killing his brother and his brother's family, then setting their house on fire. In Utah, we've been watching day 5 of the trial for Kevin Ellis. He's accused of killing his brother-in-law in a plot involving his sister and his mother. They're back from that extended break, and let's go back in and listen to more from the detective, Joseph Norden.
Gentlemen of the jury, for your attention, we have conducted a meeting. This will probably be continued.
Yes, if we could republish State's Exhibit. Which one? 130. If we could go to page 10. On May 23rd, 2024, what did Tracey search?
So on May 23rd, 2024, Tracey searched what scent attracts mountain lions to humans and what scent attracts mountain lions.
Okay. And if I could draw your attention to page 7. And on the top of 103, what day and time did Tracey search, and what did she search?
So that entry is labeled June 16th, 2024, and a Google search of Utah gun law registration was searched.
And what time?
10:18 a.m.
If we go to page 6, 101, what did Tracey search, and what time?
So that is also June 16th, 2024 at 10:21 a.m. She searched Utah shot break-in. And then also below that, Utah gun law registration.
Okay, and then later that day, about 2:30, did you see her search anything else?
Yes, so June 16th, 2024 at 2:36 p.m. She searched the file for divorce if wife is Utah resident and husband is California resident.
And real quick, if we could bring up State's Exhibit 131. You recognize what that is?
Yes, this is a section of Tracey's call log history.
From what date?
This would be from June 16th, 2024.
State would move to admit and publish State's Exhibit 131.
Any objection? No objection. So ordered, thank you.
And just to confirm, is this the same time that same day that she's been searching the last bit of searches?
That's correct, June 16th, 2024.
Okay. We could go back to State's Exhibit 130. If we could go to page 5. What kind of searches was Tracey searching on the 22nd of June? If you could just highlight a few that stood out to you.
So on June 22nd, 2024, 9:58 a.m., she searches what to do, parental kidnapping, no custody order. 9:57 a.m., who has custody of a child if there's no court order. 9:55 a.m., if my child's father and I do not have a custody agreement in place, can he take my child and not return with them?
Okay. That's good. And I'd like to turn your attention to page 3. On June 27th, did she search anything that had any evidentiary value to you?
Yes, on June 27th at 9:56 a.m., she searched Alpine Cemetery, 9:55 a.m., cemetery near Alpine, 9:54 a.m., cemetery American Fork, 9:54 a.m., cemetery, 9:38 a.m., Alpine Cemetery.
Okay. If I could turn your attention to page 1. On July 12th, 2024, do you know how many searches were done on Tracey's phone?
Yes, there's one.
And do you know what time that was and what was searched?
At 2:13 p.m. on July 12th, 2024, she searches It's Happening meme.
Okay. Take it down. Do you find any other conversations in Tracey's phone that were of evidentiary value?
Yes, I did.
Okay, they just called for a sidebar. Let's get a break. We'll get you back into the courtroom for more testimony right after this. Boy, what about that last internet search? One of them, what attracts a mountain lion? She was thinking out of the box. State of Utah continuing its case against Kevin Ellis. He's accused of killing his brother-in-law in a plot involving his mother and his sister. Ellis's defense says this was self-defense. On the stand is Detective Joseph Norden, and he is going through some of the internet searches from the mother, the supposed ringleader of this plot.
What is the number?
135. State would move to. Do you recognize what that is?
Yes, I do.
And what is it?
This is a text message conversation between Tracey Grist and Matt Restelli.
What's the date on it?
This will be June 21st, 2024.
State would move to admit and publish State's Exhibit 135.
Any objection? No objection. So ordered, thank you.
And what does Matt text to Tracey?
So Matt texts Tracey, text me the address where my kids are by tomorrow morning. If you don't text me the address tomorrow, I will be calling the sheriff for kidnapping.
Had you marked as State Exhibit 136, do you recognize what this is?
Yes, I do.
And what is it?
This is a group text between Tracey and her siblings, Christopher Robinson and Kelly Slocum.
State would move to admit and publish State's Exhibit 136.
Any objection?
No objection.
Thank you. So ordered.
Move to publish. If we could have you start on page 2 and just have you read through page 4. Could you read those for the jury, please?
So on June 29th, 2024, at 3:39 p.m., Tracey texts both Kelly and Christopher It is chaos. At 3:39,
You don't have to read the times. If you just want to read the text back and forth, just about who's saying what.
okay. So Christopher responds, "Oh no, LOL." And Tracey responds, "It's okay, ... Tracey also texts, "Expected." Christopher responds, "How is Matt taking it?" And then Christopher texts again, "Not that you care." And Tracey responds, "I want him to show up, ... He still thinks it's only for another week."
Okay, that's great. Evangelist marks as Stacy's Exhibit 137. Do you recognize what that is?
Yes, I do.
And what is it?
These are text messages between Tracey Grist and Terry Lynn Fisher
From what date?
from July 1st, 2024.
Okay, if I could have you, State would move to admit and publish State's Exhibit 137.
Any objection? No objection. Thank you, so ordered.
And if I could just have you start reading the text messages between the parties and just stating who's sending the text.
Yeah, so they start at 11:24 a.m. Tracey texts Tara Lynn, "Tara, call Kate." Tracey again texts, "Help her with what to say to a lawyer." Tracey again texts, she is happy about not going back. Tracey texts again, "And she needs to take legal steps now." And Tracey texts again, "School starts soonish."
Okay, perfect, thank you. Handed you what's marked as State's Exhibit 138. You recognize what that is?
Yes, these are more messages between Tracey Grist and Tara Lynn Fisher.
On what date?
This will be July 12th, 2024.
Okay, the State would move to admit and publish to the jury.
Any objection? No objection. Thank you, so ordered.
If I could have you just read the first couple texts and who they're from and what time.
So Tracey texts Tara Lynn at 1:47 p.m. "Hey there, ... Your phone is kind of annoying because I can't even have a normal conversation with you, ... I was calling to let you know that Matt is headed out this way, ... to pick up Katie and the kiddos, ... Do you want me to continue?
No, that's okay. You could go to page 5 and go ahead and read the top message.
So Tracey texts Tara Lynn at 1:51 p.m. "I love you, ... and all I care about is that she is happy and the kids are happy, and I feel like her giving this another chance, ... especially after she came out for some time to think."
Okay. Angela's March states is at 1:39. You got what that is.
You said 139?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, these are messages between Tracey Grist and Kevin Ellis.
Okay. And what dates do they go from?
So they start on June 2nd, 2024, and they end on July 12th, 2024.